We can search all over for answers, but wisdom can't be mined. See, we've reached chapter 28 of Job, and this one hits a little different on purpose. So welcome back to the Job Files, Faith Under Fire. We're going to hit up chapter 28. Got my trusty notes here, so let's go. Listen, up until now, we've been hearing argument after argument after argument. Job defending himself, his friends accusing him of stuff, and it's just been argument after argument. And at this point, Job kind of takes a seat for a minute. He does. He takes a seat. He's no longer defending himself. He begins to think. And then this begins to happen. I mean, we're really good at finding things that are hidden. So Job begins to talk about human ingenuity. We mine for silver. We mine for gold. We search for things that are in dark, hidden places and in mountains. I mean, think about the dinosaur bones that we found over the decades, right? We've searched for these things and we're really good at finding things that are hidden. But then Job makes a turn. Even with all of this brilliance, wisdom can't be mined. Understanding can't be purchased, and no matter the effort, money, or intelligence, it can't be produced. You can't buy wisdom, like at all. And so then comes the key verse of this entire chapter, and it says this: the fear of the Lord, that is wisdom, and to shun evil is understanding. This chapter isn't Job speaking to his friends. It's Job speaking about God once again. He acknowledges something deeply humbling. There are answers that only God has. We can't answer everything. We can't even find the answers to everything. Only God can give the answers to some things, to some questions that we have. And so we have to stop and think for a minute about what it is that's actually happening. Okay, so let's talk real life here. We live in a time where information is everywhere. We are in the information age. You can Google symptoms and figure out what's wrong with you. I mean, now you should go see a doctor. Trust that, okay? Don't sit here and go by what Google says, because definitely go see your doctor in the process. But we can watch sermons on 2x speed, right? Or we don't have to sit through the whole thing, the time frame that it was actually spoken. You can scroll endlessly for advice, opinions, and quote unquote truth, right? You can scroll on Facebook and Instagram and all TikTok and all these platforms for the truth, right? Or opinions. But Job 28 reminds us that information is not the same as wisdom. Information is not the same as wisdom. You can research your way into burnout. Really? I mean, there are people who research flat earth and they are burnt out because they don't know by the time they're done with their research whether the earth is flat, round, square, an octagon. They don't know because they've done heard so many people's opinions on the topic that they're confused. They can analyze yourself into anxiety. Now you stressed out because you got too much anxiety. You analyzing every little bit of yourself. Am I this way? Am I narcissistic? Do I have bipolar disorder? I mean, like all of these things. And now you're anxious and you don't know what the truth is. You can learn everything except how to trust God when it comes to research. Trusting God is something internal. It's relational. You have to have a relationship with somebody to trust them. Listen, I don't trust the average man on the street. Promise you I don't. I don't trust the people I come in contact with every day if I'm not in relationship with them and know them intimately. Not physically intimate, but intimately. If I don't know them, then I don't trust them. Right? I keep you at a distance if I don't know you. You have to know God and have a relationship with him in order to trust him. Wisdom isn't found by digging harder. It's found by surrendering deeper. You have to surrender wholeheartedly in order to trust somebody. It's hard to surrender, especially if you've been through trauma, right? It's hard to surrender to your spouse if you've been through trauma in your life. It's hard to surrender to the people that care about you if they've hurt you in the past. Difficult, right? Surrendering comes from knowing the person, right? And notice this, Job doesn't say wisdom is knowing everything. He says wisdom is reverence. That means trusting God when you don't understand, obeying God when the outcome is unclear, and walking uprightly even when life seems unfair. Listen, you have to reverence God in everything. Everything. The outcome may seem unclear. Lord, I don't know how this is going to turn out, but I still trust you. And that's a difficult thing to do because we are human. But I still trust you, Father. And with this chapter, it teaches us that wisdom begins where control ends. All right? And so how do we apply this to today? Right? Here's how Job meets us right where we are. Stop demanding answers God never promised to give. Some things will only make sense in eternity. And let reverence replace obsession. Fear of the Lord isn't terror, it's trust, humility, and awe. Replace reverence with obsession. Stop obsessing over things. Reverence God, right? Number 3, choose obedience over explanation. You don't need clarity to walk in faith. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. We don't see things when we have faith. Okay? Number 4, rest in knowing God sees what you cannot. God sees everything. He hears everything. He's omnipresent. And so if we can rest in the fact that God knows everything and how everything's going to turn out, and that he sees the wickedness in those who, you actually had faith in, you can rest, right? Wisdom lives in him, and he gives it freely when we ask. And so sometimes the wisest thing you can say is, God, I don't know, but I trust you. I don't know how it's going to turn out. I don't know how, the bills is going to get paid at the end of the month because there's not enough money and too much month left. I don't know where the food's coming from. I don't know. I don't know if this thing is going to work out on my behalf, but I trust you. So thank you for listening to chapter 28. Listen, we're on the move here. Chapter 29 is a little deeper too. So be sure to grab your notes and your paper. Rewatch these videos after you read so that you can get a more understanding. I hope that all of these lessons help you because the Bible can be a little intimidating to read, a little intimidating to understand. Again, ask God for wisdom and revelation when you're reading. But then you find people along the way who give an explanation of, a God-given explanation of the word. And so I'm praying that, something resonates with your spirit and you're able to understand the word more. Be blessed, and I'm going to see you next time for chapter 29. Be blessed.